I feel like it would be fun to check out these cards that I got, and if anybody um, if anybody's a fan of Magic the Gathering, I would take some input on what this all means and how this works, and if the cards I got are have any special meaning or anything. I already viewed some of the artwork on this, and I think this artwork is pretty damn cool. Um, Honestly, it kills me to even bother opening them. It's I'm like I want to see them, but I don't want to open them. I'm like, oh, well, because I know they're just so in a way valuable, but they're valuable to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to flip that. When it comes to something like this, I become addicted to it, and I like to enjoy them myself and the art and everything. So on top of that, it'd be like great to say, hey, let's learn about how the Magic game works. So obviously, but I, I know some people who keep them in binders. I think that's a thing. Um, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing so that I can maintain them as well as possible because I do keep a lot of X-Men cards that I collected in the '90s. I have maybe I have some DC. I have Garbage Pail Kids. If anybody knows Garbage Pail Kids, then I just showed my age. I do have Garbage Pail Kids in binders. I have all kinds of cards that I kept. Mostly X Men. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Was big fan of X Men. Garbage Pail Kids. I was a kid. So series 1 and 2, I never got a hold of. I kind of went back and tried to get them again. So yeah. So when it comes to the Magic, this is gonna be like the newest. I used to collect baseball cards too. When I was a kid, so this is the first time in a very long time that I have cards. I never got into Pokemon cards. I can tell that that can be in a very expensive hobby. Cards are not cheap anymore. These tend to be very high priced. So that's something that I noticed how much they increased in cost. I mean, I think back in the '90s, you can get a pack of cards for $2 or something like that. I don't know how much they're costing now. Maybe way more than that. Plus, they look a lot fancier. The gloss, the shine, the glitter, the special cards. Yeah, that happens a lot. Back then, I don't think there was that many of those. And it just became increasingly popular to get those rares and those high value cards. Mm. I know that X Men had some valuable cards. So did the Garbage Pail Kids. But I think it's more like a series. Like if you had the whole series of Garbage Pail Kids, then it was a better value than just the one card. I think there was no internet back then, so it wasn't like people were selling cards online. You know what I mean? It was just like you had your collectibles and you can share them in binders and show it to people and all that kind of stuff. And read the back of it like comic books. I don't know. I used to love X Men cards. Maybe one day I'll show you guys all my binders full of cards and stuff that I have. I have the strangest cards that sometimes I would keep in random places, like these single. Sometimes video games came with cards. You would get open a video game and they'd have a 5 pack of cards and stuff. I still keep those. I'm very good with that. But anyway, does anybody have a suggestion of what I should start with? I understand that this says starter kit, which makes me wonder that this would be what I would start with. I have the Final Fantasy Commander deck, but this is for 7, and this is for 6. I didn't get any others. I don't think I even saw Final Fantasy 9, which I would have jumped on in a heartbeat. I don't think I saw that. I saw 11. I saw 10. 8. I think they might have skipped 9. And obviously I don't see 1 through 5. I think it just went 6, 7, 8. I don't think I saw 9, or maybe it sold out and I couldn't get it. Um, I would love 9. If I had a VV card, I would just die. So, does anybody have any suggestions on where I should start? Should I just open this one? This explains that this is a 2 decks ready to play. And apparently there's one deck on this side and one deck on this side. And I'm seeing Sephiroth and Cloud on the front. So I don't know if this is the actual card or...
She's the grand poobah of Slaughter. She is the easiest woman in this room.
How are you? How are you, Maddie? How you doing? So, what should... I guess I'll open these because I think it's less surprises, maybe. It's possibility that there's less surprises, so let's check that out. Being that this is a solid pack.
Condoms, Rose. Condoms, condoms, condoms.
Oh my goodness. Hi, BD. How you doing? It was nice to see you on my drive from home today. I never caught you before. Or maybe I have, but it's been a minute. And I don't know why. I saw something on my phone that popped up and it said BD was on. I'm like, oh my God. So I put you on while I was driving. I was trying not to text and drive as best as possible. I cuss a lot. It doesn't matter. I was in my car a lot. I was in the car alone driving home. But I saw you and I was like, oh, let me say hi, you know, and I stopped light and said hi and then tried not to text and drive, obviously, but you know, hi Ruby, how you doing? So, yeah.
Oh my.
Who's with the oh my's? Oh, dude, why did I do that? Oh, hold on. Okay. How you doing? Hope all is well. Does anybody know about Magic? All the new people that have popped up. Anybody know about Magic? Anybody? Magic the Gathering? Has that ever been a thing for anybody here yet? Anyone? Or is it just me? I know we only have like 1 or 2 people paying attention right now, but I'm just curious. I got so irritated when the game gets to draw 8 times and you only get 1. Yeah. By the way, BD, I got the new character on Wuthering Waves. And I don't know if you're playing Honkai, BD, but there's a Fate Stay crossover that's coming soon in mid-July that I'm super freaking excited for. Just wanted to put that out there because yay on Fate. I freaking love Fate. If anybody has ever seen that anime, yay. Okay, just wanted to bring that up. Well, Everest is laid on me asleep. My cat never lays on me at all whatsoever. That would never happen. Just letting you know. But my cat does sleep on the side of me, like I saw on your picture, Maddie. I'm anti-Hoyo.
I want to thank all the evil gays.
Maddie, thank you so much. I'm anti-Hoyo. I no longer play their games. Completely? Like you completely cut them off? BD, I feel like Honkai is the only full hardcore RPG, like RPG, you know? And since I'm an RPG fan, unfortunately, they still got me on that. I left it for about 1.5 years, but I did come back because I really want my RPG fix. I like the anime cross with the RPGness, so I'm on it. The fact that BD Raid, I totally wasn't looking. Hi, Brit Rick, how you doing? How's everything? You know what? Let me go ahead and shout out BD. BD, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate that. I did get the new character on Wuthering Waves, though, so I'm super happy about that. Yeah, that's fun. Yep, I'm not deleting the accounts, but I'm not happy with the VA treatment in Genshin. I gotcha, and I got her and the weapon. I did. I got her the... You know, I'm not a weapon person in Wuthering because I try to be as free to play as possible. And I do want to tell you that I was eating pizza and watching BD. How are you today? Or BD Cuss, because I was watching BD as well while I was driving home. It was a 15-minute drive, 15 to 20-minute drive, and I was able to catch BD, play some stuff. So, didn't get to see you because I was driving, Brit, so I was not trying to text and drive, you know what I mean? Trying to make it safe. So, yeah, you know, very important. Very important. I was doing great. Yep, I saw Warframe. Yep. That's what I saw. So again, gonna open this. I will start here. Just want to tell you guys. I have this from Final Fantasy, the starter pack. I have Final Fantasy 7 Commander deck and Final Fantasy 6 Commander deck. So I'm gonna probably open 6 and then 7. 6 is so much more exciting to me than 7. But I'm gonna start with the starter deck. So let's see. So we will do this. Alright, I still play WoWa. I'm enjoying WoWa very much so. Britt, how's Palea treating you? By the way, the starter pack says, learn to play Magic today. It says everything you need to play your first game of Magic the Gathering is right here. So you know, this is like a true starter deck, but with Final Fantasy stuff. I get bored with it easily. Actually, you get bored with what? Or you get bored with... I actually raged a few. Palea? Why would you rage in Palea? Tell me. I'm curious, actually. I played Palea a bit, but because I don't stick to games very long, and I prefer quick beginning and ends. Okay. Oh, by the way, enter the fray with two pre-built 60-card decks, each with 1 mythic and 5 rare cards to turn the tide of battle and kick off your collection. This includes a booklet will teach you the essentials, and you'll be ready to play in no time. So apparently, and there's a code, check this out, there's a code to unlock the decks online. So I've never heard of the online thing. There's an online deck, okay, and apparently I get to have that online deck. So it's kind of nice to have them digitally. I think that's really cool. The janky controls and having to do parkour shit was okay. I'm waiting for Silver Palace. What is Silver Palace? Never heard of that. I don't pay attention too much of what's coming up next. Can I tell you, I used to pay attention a lot of Honkai, a lot of what was that other game? There was a couple games that I was always wondering what was coming next. I was very bad at that. But with Wuthering Waves, I'm really bad at what's coming next. I'm really not following up. So, pull this out because there was a protective case. And apparently I found on the bottom this. It is a card deck protector or case. So all the cards are going to fit into this case in a little deck. And they actually have one for both. So yay for Sephiroth art and Cloud art on the card deck. That's really neat. Was not expecting that. Don't know if that's a normal thing in cards usually. So they have 2 60-card decks, 2 reference cards. So the reference cards are in there somewhere. 2 deck boxes, and 4 double-sided tokens. I don't know what the tokens are. Okay. And I know, I'm so sorry that I'm explaining this, but it does have the instruction manual on how to play. How to lay your cards, how to play. I'm not going to go through this. This is not what I'm about right now. This is something I would do to learn by myself. How to read a magic card. There's a little barcode there. Kind of like that. Send it with the trailer for later. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Expansion symbol. You know, and just to FYI, I do want to let some of you guys know that I'm very terrible at checking my Discord. You did say you sent me a Discord. I try to keep in mind that you sent me a Discord. But if I always never answer right away, I am much better at you guys like DMing me, say on Instagram, on my Instagram and stuff like that. I'm much better. Instagram's like the go-to. I do use all other kinds of things. But if you ever want to show me something, sometimes even trailers and stuff are even easier on Instagram. I just wanted to tell you that because it's just better to, because I'm terrible with social media, and my coworker's on vacation, and that's another thing. Like, I'm even less on social media because I'm just so busy. I worked about 9 hours yesterday. Today about 8 hours. I didn't even have lunch. So, okay. So this card was on the front, and the plastic was here, and it was a real card. You know, it is the kind of glossy, kind of glossy cloud. All right, so I got that. And then this stack is sealed, which is what I'm going to look into. Already, I see a Moogle. So, yay for the Moogle. Already, there's a Moogle. I don't know. I wasn't even looking at the camera if I was pointing at things right. Actually, okay. Anybody here? Anybody showing up here in chat that plays Magic at all? Or are you interested in the Magic because of Final Fantasy like me? People are going to be like, he's not a true fan. This is how you make a fan of Magic the Gathering. You do cool collaborations like this. This is how it starts, right? For all you know, I'm going to be a huge fan of Magic. Because you brought something that, you know, outside people would have never considered until you did the collab. Smart marketing. Just great all around. There's so many amazing characters to work with in Final Fantasy universe that to do something like this is just, it just seems right. It seems correct. Okay. Let's go this way. So again, I'll show you the Moogle one again. Hoping the card does not get blurry. I apologize for any blur, because when you do that, apparently you get another Moogle card, and I guess cards repeat. It does show two of this exactly the same thing. Okay. Oh, apparently there will be repeats, quite a few repeats of cards from now, what I'm seeing. Not a whole lot, but they're there. So let's go through them. At least that means I won't be going through as many cards. For example, I need some lighting, so I'm gonna bring the light a little closer to me, because I usually stream in a very dark room. So this time I need some light, much closer for me to read. So these are enemies. These are a curl, what it is, which is like the lion enemy. So I get two of these. I gather. This is a. I do need my glasses. I'm old. If I don't get glasses, I can't see shit. So this is a Dwarven Castle Guard. Very not Final Fantasy 7. To me, more like Final Fantasy 6 and before. So, and I got 4 of these. Fate of the Suncrest. It's a spell. Not much to it. Slash of Light. Slash of Light deals damage. And what I find interesting about Slash of Light is that they're using the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy 1. So there's definitely a mixture of cards here, not necessarily based on Final Fantasy 7. I guess they just showed Cloud and Sephiroth in the front. White Aura Sight. Yeah, so Aura Sight isn't necessarily a specific items to White Mage Staff. Adalbert Steiner. Ah, Final Fantasy 9. Look at that. Got Steiner for Final Fantasy 9. The Crystals Chosen. Love that. Very Crystal Chronicles, very Final Fantasy 1 in a way. Even 3, I find that interesting. Okay. So they're really using their imagination for these cards, using it through all the genres. Dragon's Lance, Dragoon's Lance, let me rephrase that. Dragoon's Lance. So very Final Fantasy 4 Terra kind of thing we got here. Grahatia. This is very Cat Archer. This is very Final Fantasy 14 online. We love our kitty cats in that series. Rosa, Resolute White Mage, Resolute White Mage. So this is a Rosa card. So I got a Final Fantasy 6 card here with Rosa. Beatrix. Wow, another Final Fantasy 9 card. We love our Beatrix. Beatrix, badass. Item Shopkeep. I got 3 of these, but honestly, Shopkeep card doesn't look particularly standing out as anything exciting. Just a generic to me. Warrior's Sword. This also doesn't specify much, but you know, we have warriors in Final Fantasy. That's a class, so that's fine. It could be related to any Final Fantasy. We got Suplex. Suplex! Very much Final Fantasy 6. Sabin's special move. So that's really cool. Freya Crescent. Jump. Oh, so Freya's jump? I mean, that could be her. That could be Freya, not just a jump move. But it looks like it's a jump move. Kind of interesting. So Freya, if you know Final Fantasy 9, I'm getting quite a few Final Fantasy 9 cards here, guys. What I'd really like to know is if this is a set deck in this box. Is everyone getting the same thing on the starter kit? Or are they all different? I would like to know that. Samurai's Katana. So we got a katana here. Okay. We have Barrett Wallace. Oh, yes. Final Fantasy 7. Barrett. We got a Barrett card. Feels good. Feels good to have a Barrett card here. Let me put it here. That way it kind of stay organized. And they won't fly out of the way. Lightning Security Sergeant. So, we have Lightning. Now we are on. I believe there was a Lightning box. So, Final Fantasy 13. I'm a big fan of Lightning. I would love a remake of all of them. But I wish number 3 removed the timer on there. Judgment Bolt. This is a move that I'm not recognizing. Judgment Bolt. If somebody know what Final Fantasy that is, please let me know in any comments. Because that doesn't ring a bell for me. I'm old. My memory stinks. Ultimate Weapon. Okay, we got the Ultimate Weapon. And Ultimate Weapon has always been a very popular... I'm sorry for the blur, guys. But Ultimate Weapon has always been a very popular sword that showed up in Rabanastar. Royal City. Okay. And I got 4 of these. And Rabanastar, if anybody remembers, was Final Fantasy 11. No, 12. Sorry. Excuse the... confusion here. Final Fantasy 12. We have Plains. Basic Land Plains. Basic Land Plains. Basic Land Plains. Basic Land Plains. Okay. So there seems to be a lot of plains. And they're showing land. Like not much to the card. Obviously, must be a location thing. I'm trying to make sure that the blur. So I'm not getting that. Hi, Roberto. How are you? Yeah, I'm getting things that I'm not expecting. How are you doing? I don't know what the planes cards mean. So there's quite a few and like a lot. Like it seemed to repeat a few times. I already know you. It's Momita on Twitch. How are you? Thank you for saying hi. How's everything? Are you Magic Gathering person, by the way? This is a question that I would have to bring up. This says mountains now. So instead of plains, I hate the blur. I wish the camera can focus better. You are? I am when I'm playing more Arena. I don't know anything about Arena either. I've heard about it. I've heard more about Magic though. Um, I got the Final Fantasy box, so I am coming in to just repeat a little bit. I got the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. This sucked me in because of Final Fantasy. This is the starter kit. I got two 60 deck cards with an instruction guide. Hi Snow, how you doing? This is like a box that you can build that it comes with to put the 60 cards each. It's the same, but more automated. Oh, okay, okay. I will check out because it said it came with a code for me to get the digital of all of this. So I would love to try that out. Wherever the digital code is would be interesting. But I'll find it somewhere because it said that's what it comes with. And so again, mountains. Look, I got... These seem to be a location cards. And a few location cards. Quite a few too, by the way. Which I find interesting. They're repeating them a lot. You know. This is another mountains location. Basic lands. I don't know what that means. Okay, here we go. This is changing. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in mountains. Not sure, again, not sure what that means, but I would have to learn in the cards. Yeah, they're basically teaching you how to play. Yeah, and I got the starter kit, but I could do it digitally apparently as well, and I got commander decks. But I think I'm more excited about the commander decks because the commander decks is where they're saying that I can find out what's going on with cool collectibles and the rare cards. So token creature, this is interesting. And this says hero, very just generically just says hero. And on the bottom it says token creature. Here's another hero which looks very much Final Fantasy 14. That looks pretty. Only mountains in my card games are my mountains and poker chips. Ah! I haven't played poker in ages. Oh, interesting. These are double-sided cards. I guess you use a specific hero, and it's just character cards. But these are double. The other Magic are not double-sided. Look. These are double-sided. Oh, here it is. Congratulations, use this code to unlock both starter decks in Magic the Gathering. So my question, which I didn't get specified, was, does the starter deck that I get is the same starter deck for everyone? Is everyone getting the same exact cards? Because that's what I'm curious about. Did we all get the same thing? Is this not exciting to have a starter deck? It tells you to learn how to play. There's a little scan code here. Join the community, so there could be a digital way. I'm definitely going to pop that out on my iPad. Try the cards. I would love to visually have a digital way to see my cards. That's great. On your turn, almost a little quick guide. Blocking, attacking, and on your own. Beginning phase, first main phase, combat, second main phase, and ending phase. So that's a nice little, like, this is how you do it kind of explanation in a quick manner. Okay, so I'm moving on to the second deck. And on the second deck, I don't know what maybe it's a whole different set. Maybe it's kind of repeating for the second player. Or maybe they ordered them in a very different way. But Sephiroth in a shiny comes with this box as well as the Cloud. Another set of 59 cards, I guess, because it's 60 and 60. So this is also sealed. Let me go ahead and proceed to open this and see what I got in here. Is the same content for each copy? Okay. Good to know. Oh, come on. Don't be hard-headed. Opening this up. Alright, but it is the same content, but it's not the... I wasn't 100% sure when you mean same content. So I thought it was the 60 cards and these 60 cards gonna be the same thing I'm viewing, but right now I can tell you this character does not look familiar to me in that deck. So I guess what they mean is, I don't know, but I don't have this one. It says Saga, which anybody who's played Final Fantasy will know that that's a sea creature. They usually fight them on the water. They've been around since Final Fantasy 1. Very, very old, well-known creature. I got 3 Meg Pixie. It says weird. It says 2 Meg Pixies, but never heard of that. But Pixies I have, but they're kind of enemies. Maybe in some Final Fantasies they were friends. It's just depends on what game you're playing. Retrieve the Esper. Oh, Esper is very Final Fantasy 6. Anybody who has ever played Final Fantasy 6 will know that Espers is the name for the summons. And they were very clear on the story of the War of the Espers and all that kind of stuff. So this is cool. I got here 2 Dreams of Laguna. Ooh, why does Laguna? Is Laguna Final Fantasy 7? No, I'm sorry, 8. Is that probably Final Fantasy 8? There are like 4 different Sephiroth cards in each set. Okay. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the one shiny that's in the front. So, Dreams of Laguna. So, why is that giving me... Was it Final Fantasy 7? God, anybody who knows, please let me know. My brain with names and stuff gets muddled. So, Realm Sketching. Okay, Final Fantasy 6, guys. That's Realm Sketching. She's sketching a dragon there. A dinosaur. So she had a sketch ability, a draw ability, and she can draw the enemy and the enemy would attack. It's really cool. So this is Ultimecia, Temporal Threat. We know Ultimecia. Very famous Final Fantasy enemy. One of the few female enemies, if I'm not mistaken. Undercity Dire Rat. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Undercity Dire Rats. And Dire Rats are a very generic enemy that Final Fantasies and many RPGs would have. I think anybody who's ever played Elder Scrolls and all kinds of Dire Rats are like RPG 101. Shinra reinforcements. I got a Shinra reinforcement here, and obviously anybody who knows Shinra, very famous for Final Fantasy VII. The artwork is very cool. Aha! Sephiroth. So I got 3 Sephiroth cards. Sephiroth's Intervention. Destroy target creature, you gain 2 life. Sephiroth in this position reminds me of when he took a life, if y'all remember. And I got 3 cards of this. So this is technically my second set of a Sephiroth card, because we ended up getting this first one, if y'all remember. Planets here. So that is my second. So Shambling Seath. Is this an enemy? This name reminds me of one of the enemies. I just forgot what Final Fantasy it was from. So, got a few of those. It goes through these cards because of the repeats. We go through these cards kind of quickly. Okay, so Albed Salvagers. And Albed is Final Fantasy X. If anybody remembers the Albed language and the community. Overkill. Overkill is very Final Fantasy VII. But I think that they also reused it in other Final Fantasies. This is when you start doing that 9999 hit. Or if an overkill would be very Final Fantasy X in the sense that, say, an enemy had 100 life, but you damaged them with 500 damage. you kind of overkilled. So I kind of see that as a very popular term in Final Fantasy. I think there was different methods on how they determined what was an overkill, but Evil Reawakened. Now, basically, with this Evil Reawakened, I'm thinking was this Final Fantasy 5? See, 4 maybe? No, 4 US. No, 4 is not for sure. It's probably 5. X total. I'm trying. Oh God, you guys, I play all my Final Fantasies, but I'm old, so I start forgetting things. Seymour Flux, legendary creature. I like that card. It's very detailed. That big ass hammer. Okay, now we got a Deadly Embrace, which kind of looks cool. Deadly Embrace is very Final Fantasy now 16, because that hawk lady that was fighting in Final Fantasy 16 with the newest game kind of reminds me of her claws and the ability from that. Kind of looks cool. Xande Dark Mage. God. Oh God, I'm so sorry that this doesn't want to. It doesn't want to sometimes zoom in very well. We got Magitech Scythe. So Magitech automatically we kind of know it's Final Fantasy 6. Although Magitech now has been used in Final Fantasy 14, right? Online, because it's always mixture of all these worlds that they're kind of bringing in. So a Dark City Treno. Okay. Got a few of those. Got 4 of those. We're almost done with this deck. Not much left to go. We got an island. So these are more land locations. Basic land. So I didn't have line. So they're kind of repeating on the left deck, but they are different. Just different lands. Lands on the beach. Like, you know, they give you a few of these. So there are a few land cards. They seem to repeat themselves quite a few times. Not terrible. They're kind of really cool. I would love to eventually know what it means. See, now we got a swamp. You know, so swamp cards and more than one swamp card. I mean, at the end of the day, they give me a few creepy swamp locations. This is why the end of these cards, there's, look at that, quite a few swamp locations. Like, I think the locations really matter. Treasure, token artifact, treasure. Sacrifice this token, add 1 mana of any color. So that is a treasure. I have not had a treasure. Robot Warrior. Oh, wait a minute. This one has a 2-sided card. Copy. This token can be used to represent a copy of something else. So that's cool. This reminds me of Final Fantasy IV when he was looking in the mirror. Robot Warrior. Robot Warrior. And we got another copy on the back of this one. So these two are different because one is treasure, one is robot, but the other side is copy. So there you go. How to learn to use the community. Another token card. Another token code card. If this unlocks the starter deck, what, you get it 2 times? Did they write the code twice? They look completely different. I would get the starter deck twice. Quite interesting. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this here so I can remember to use my cards. Over here. Put you there. Put you there. And we'll put you away. Put this back here, and we're going to go ahead and open the other cards, which might be more of the surprise cards, because the other cards is the ones that kind of are not preset like this. What you get is what you get. Really exciting. Can't wait to see how they look digitally, what they present to me. Once I see it on my phone or computer, how that works. But here's my cards. Ta-da! Moving on. This is what I wanted to see the most. I believe this is where things start being more of a surprise and less of a set deck. Okay. So this says Revival Trance. Fill your graveyard, revive your fallen heroes. Final Fantasy. Commander deck. Final Fantasy 6. So it specifies these cards are basically from there. It says you can't destroy everything. Fight alongside Terra to restore balance to the world. Battle your friends with Final Fantasy's iconic heroes, villains, and spells in Commander. Magic's most popular multiplayer format. Spend your turns searching for your fallen allies and restoring them back to health. Use discard, mill, and other effects to fill your graveyard. Then rise from the ashes in triumph. Terra, Herald of Hope. Born with the ability to wield magic, Terra was placed under mind control by the Gestal Empire and forced to fight as a living weapon. The spell was broken after an encounter with a frozen Esper, and she joined a rebel group known as the Returners to fight against the Imperial regime. That was how Final Fantasy VI started. She becomes a major character, but although you do get to enjoy all the characters in Final Fantasy VI, I love that. So this includes a collector booster sample pack plus, a 100-card deck with 25 new cards, deck box, 10 double-sided token cards, strategy insert, reference card. This deck features cards themed around Final Fantasy VI. Land cards may appear from other Final Fantasy games. So the land cards may be more miscellaneous then. Okay, and come on. Where am I opening where I don't have to bust the box? Oh, come on. Don't be difficult with me, okay? Don't want to make a mess. So, heavy 100 cards in here, apparently. And at least I get Terra in the front. In a little shiny format. They give me the Magic Final Fantasy instructions. Got that here. Oh, there's a fold out. Let's see how this looks folded up. So, Terra. Hi, Pup. How you doing? Okay, so, hold on one second. Let me get chat here. Okay, so it says here, Terra, Herald of Hope, and on the bottom, Celeste, Rune Knight. So these are two major characters in Final Fantasy. It says Terra Bradford was born with the power to wield magic, an ability to thought lost for 1,000 years, unaware that she had a human and an Esper for parents. When the Gestalian Empire discovered this, they placed her under mind control to force her to fight as a living weapon. However, during a mission to the mining town of Narsh, her contact with the Esper, frozen in ice, triggered the return of her free thought, and soon she had fallen under the protection of the rebel group. Known as the Returner, she was able to later reconnect with her father and uncover most of the past, revealing hope of a future where Espers and humans coexist. I'm okay, so hungry, but refuse to eat since I go to sleep soon. Yeah? What time is it for you? Why are you going to sleep so soon? No, you can't sleep. I forbid it. Celeste, Rune Knight. Infused with magic during her childhood, Celeste Sher, I don't know how they pronounce that, was a general in the Gestalian Empire and a magic knight of great renown. However, she grew disillusioned with the Empire's wars of conquest and rebelled only to be branded a traitor and imprisoned in a cell in South Figaro, where she awaited execution. Before the punishment could be meted out, Celeste was rescued by Locke, a member of the Returners attempting to disrupt the Empire's plans. She joined Locke as a new member of the rebel group, revisiting the Empire wherever she could. Magic colors. In the world of magic, a card's color reflects the beliefs and ideologies of that spell. Here's a brief look at what each spell stands for. White means order, cooperation, and protection. Blue means knowledge, control, and perfection. Blue is my favorite color. That's interesting. Black means power, death, and ambition. Red means emotion, chaos, and rebellion. And green means nature, instinct, and community. Why is this deck associated with red, white, and black mana? Red represents the rebellious spirit against the empire possessed by Terra, Celeste, and the Returners. White embodies the Returners' purposes of restoring order to the world, and black symbolizes the power-hungry Justalian Empire. 8:46, but Pup had a long day. Oof, I have a coworker on vacation, Pup, so I've been kind of tuned out with everything. I didn't even have lunch. I worked 9 hours straight through. I'm not doing my best. Hi, Bowser! Playing the deck, gather your team, restores balance, commander rules. It's a free-for-all multiplayer game that uses these additional magic rules. You start the game with 40 life, your commander starts whatever. So there seems to be a set of rules for the commander decks. The game, I guess, is different, you know. How you doing, Bowser? Hope you're doing well. So this is interesting. I got this, okay. Then... guys, this is very interesting. First of all, what the hell is this? Oh, I got an extra pack of cards here. Sealed product, not for resale. Collector booster sample pack. We'll open this soon. It was inside the sleeve. This is an extra secret deck. And I don't want to pop this out until I have instruction, but look at this little pop art cards. There's little, these look like they all pop out. I'm not understanding what this little thing is for. And it was inside the box. And it's very hard to pull out. Volví pa' acá. Volví pa' acá. So, we'll see that in a minute. I'm not quite done. There's also some more stuff in here. Let's see. This is... okay. Because I guess it's a 100 card deck. This seems to be a bigger card box. So that this fits in here. Much thicker. Yeah. Look at that. There's... still plenty of space. But this is the card box for this. Okay. Interessante. I definitely probably... do they do this for most Gunner cards? Thick. Do they do this for most Magic cards? I said Gunner. I read and I said what I read instead of my brain hurts. Okay. Because it seems like once you build this, you're screwed. It's almost built. So I guess I'm finishing it. Because they're like, no, you gotta make this. It definitely doesn't want to close anymore. Okay, I got it to close. Okay. So put this back. To the side. So look at this. And we're going to check out the 60 cards, and then I'm going to open the secret pack. Another question that I have that I'm not 100% sure, is this a set deck? Is this deck similar to everyone getting the same damn deck? You know what I mean? Like, what happens in this case? Am I getting something original? Not that I care. I'm just curious. Is everyone getting the same thing? So the first card in the box, which they showed in the front box, is Terra. She is another shiny. So I did get a shiny card. Oh, and they were nice enough, apparently, to get you a Celeste shiny card. So, really cool there. Really excited for that. Most starter decks and commander decks come with those as like a holder. They're pretty met. Okay. Hi, Zomboy. How you doing? I have Coins of Fate, which honestly not ringing a bell of what Final Fantasy that would be on. We have Cyan. Oh my god, he's one of my favorite characters on Final Fantasy VI. Obviously, I'm doing well. I've never played Magic before. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I would love to learn Magic if I get the chance to use Final Fantasy cards. So this is all very interesting to me. General Leo. We love General Leo. Leo was a character that I always wish was playable, unfortunately. Espers to Magicite. So, this is when an Esper would die out and become Magicite. And if we look, the evil enemy of the game is obviously turning them into, I guess, killing them off. That's the way it worked. Falcon, airship restored. So this is one of the airships that was restored to its full glory. We love the airship. Remember, this is all Final Fantasy, unless otherwise specified. This is Final Fantasy VI right now. It seems like Interceptor. Oh my god! I would highly recommend getting Magic: The Gathering Arena. It's the online version, and will teach you how to play. Nice. Okay, perfect. Thank you for telling me that. Rejoin the fight. So we have Terra in her Esper form. Shadow, Mysterious Assassin. Oh, yes. So they also have the Final Fantasy cards on the online version. Yes, so I got a card on my starter deck because I bought the starter deck, not just the commander decks. I got a code that says I can transfer the whole deck over to my Magic: The Gathering online. So, just letting you know. Siegfried, famed swordsman. Siegfried is quite popular across several Final Fantasies. The only card I crafted was the starting town. How does that work? Go! He's Animal Boy. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. Working's been killing me, so it's nothing against this. It's just I'm tired. Go, go! All Final Fantasy VI. Sabin! He's the, martial, well, he's more like the Street Fighter guy, I would say. Snort. Now, what's funny is that Snort is an ability that the enemy makes. So that enemy is a bad guy, and they do a snort, which actually snorts you out, kicks you off the battle. Strago and Realm. This is a combination of two different characters that you can control. You actually play them separately, which I find interesting. And again, I apologize for the blur. So I'm just trying to get close, but it's not helping. Right, not... Sadly, no Sabin. There's also a main set. Go-Go as well. All right. Sadly, no Sabin. Right, not the big money card of the set. If the main set... VV right now. I love VV. But that's 9, right? Right. VV's my 9. And I did not get a VV set. I did not. And a VV's cracked. VV's 9. I did not get a 9. I wish I did, though. Because I would have loved a VV card. That would have made me extremely happy. We have Summon Esper Valigarmanda, which is interesting because I don't recognize that Esper at all. But there was so many Espers that I sometimes don't have all the Esper names memorized. If I'm not mistaken, Final Fantasy VI may have had the most summons in Final Fantasy games. Umaru, Raging Yeti, and that is a playable character. Strong as heck. Bannon, the Returner's leader. So you could have Bannon for a hot minute, but Bannon wasn't really a totally playable character. He was like an old man healer. Come on, camera. You can... He actually looks really cool here, not gonna lie. Edgar! Edgar was the womanizer. So we have Edgar the Womanizer, Master Machinist. He did have very strong weapons. The bow would hit all enemies. The Bioblaster, the saw, the drill did it. But there's also a main set Edgar. Interesting. Kefka. Here's the enemy. He's the bad guy. If I let it, I really want this one to focus because he is the enemy. So Kefka. Yeah, he is the main enemy. He looks like a fucking clown. Excuse my language. This is not made for Locke. We got Locke. Locke, honestly, is the person that, as much as he started really caring for the people, and I know that him and Celeste had this little relationship going. Kind of looks like a little child there, though. In a way, he was a little child. There's Mog, the Moogle Warrior. Like Wizard said, it is the biggest selling set in the history of the Magic Internet, and for good reason. I mean, can I have the box, please, for a minute? Can I share this on camera, please? Can we discuss this? Can we discuss this? Anyone? Anyone? Hello? What is this audacity? Oh my God. I got the napkin. No, you're gonna eat here.
Okay, come on.
Oh my God. What was I doing? What was I doing? Sharing? Yes. This is 100% churros at Churromania. Let me show you. With chocolate and caramel dipped on top. These are real Latino churros. Absolutely. Carried this product and they were everywhere. I'm going to be quite honest with you. This is not my favorite dessert. It would not be my choice of...
A mí tampoco, pero me gustó.
Why'd you get it?
Me gustó.
Aren't they expensive now?
$10 for that.
Well, actually, for $10, that's not as bad as I thought it was. Lately, they've gotten so expensive. But that's a lot of churros for $10.
Yeah.
So, this is not my favorite. I prefer ice cream or a sundae or milkshake. I like soft, like drinking. Like I like soft syrup. I don't like hard sweets. So this is like bready, like fried bready. It's not. Yeah, I'm an ice cream person. Snow's like, fuck this shit. I'm going to Dairy Queen. Okay. By the way, anybody need a shout out, please let me know. I'll be happy to. Going back from this wonderful break that I couldn't. Snow, I wish I could go to Dairy Queen with you, girl. Let me tell you. I'd love for her to go to chocolate chip coffee. Oh! Okay. We got Mog. And I'm not going to complain. I love my Mog. We have Setzer. Setzer is probably... Yes, we got a Mog. Kupo. Setzer. Here's my Mog. Setzer was probably one of the weakest and most uninteresting characters that I got in Final Fantasy VI. He was always throwing the die. The weapons they gave kind of really didn't have great abilities. I wasn't a fan. The Warring Triad. Now, this triad, by the way, was something about the goddesses that stopped something with magic. It was kind of like, I don't know, they were in a war, and so they were sealed, and they showed pointing to each other so that they can always keep each other in check. But if the statues were moved, it would cause chaos in the world again. It was kind of very interesting. Sun Titan. Now, I don't recognize Creature Giant. I guess it's an enemy. I mean, I don't remember every single damn enemy. If I thought Locke was the weak one. Setzer was actually good. I liked Locke, and I'll tell you why, pup. Because he always stole. He could always steal items. So I was always like grabbing like weapons and stuff from creatures and stuff, and there would be potions and high potions and elixirs, because elixirs wasn't something you could just or high elixirs. I don't know. There was just certain things that you can steal from enemies that were great. So I kind of enjoyed that. Oh, then he had the Genji Glove / something that you could do like 4 hits. I really enjoyed that. Although you could put that on other characters. Tragic Arrogance. I'm not sure if this is the enemy. I love it. Mog is great, although my failure with Mog, and I complained about this replaying the game recently, was that he tried to dance to use an ability and he always fell, and it would not work a lot, and it would just really frustrate me. It was very like, is this broken? Genji Club and Master Scroll. Archfiend of Depravity. This is Doom. This is you fighting Doom to get the Esper Doom. And you would fight him on the airship. He would run off and you'd have to catch him again, fight him again until he died off. Reanimate. Reanimate, I think I would consider be like the spell and an ability that or was reanimate like when you brought back with summon an enemy? Death Gaze to get behemoth. Yes. Death Gaze. Rise of the Dark Realms. Interesting. Dark Realms. Zooming in on this because there's quite a few. This is a very detailed one with quite a few people in it. Mog. Other enemies there. Kind of interesting. Okay. Sepulchral Primordial. It's an enemy. I'm not. It looks cool, but it doesn't ring a bell. Combustible Gear Hulk. Artifact creature. These are all just enemies right now that they're just busting out and not ringing a bell to me. Watch it be like magic enemies. Flayer of the Hatebound. Okay, none of this. Wait, is this the door? I love the artwork on it. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I apologize for the blur. First time I encountered that kid, my blood pressure dropped. I was not expected to let a muscle flag in the show. Facts. They changed it in 6 though. In 6, I think you can find him and run into him. But you're absolutely right. When you first encounter him, you freak out. Ruin Grinder. Yeah, these are just abilities / enemies. Bedevil. Abilities. Bedevil was like the confuse spell. Legions to Ashes. Yeah. What, you told me just one?
No, I could share, porque no me lo voy a comer todo.
I'm not a churro fan.
Con un dulcito diferente.
Actually, put some ice cream on the churros and I'd be so happy. All right. Priest of Fell Rites. This is not Final Fantasy. Ruinous Ultimatum. Okay, this is. Key to the City. Yeah. This is not Final Fantasy. Solum Simulacrum. It says artifact creature, just not ringing a bell. Although that does look like Magitek armor. Battlefield Forge. This looks more like Final Fantasy VII. Clifftop Retreat. This is land. Not really. Desolate Mine, Dragon Skull Summit, Exotic Orchard. These are all generic. This is Magic Gathering stuff. Foreboding Ruins, Volcom Snarl, Graven Carns, High Market. Definitely has nothing to do with Final Fantasy VII. 6. Isolated Chapel, Rugged Prairie, Shadowblood Ridge, Shine Shadow Snarl, Smoldering Marsh, Sulphurious Springs. God, these words. Sunscorched Divide. Okay, let me take another bite of my churro so I can concentrate on further words. And they're like hard, right?
Ya estaban calientes, pero cuando lo traje ya.
All right. Magic armor definitely. Oh look! Phoenix down. Phoenix feathers. Phoenix down. This is an artifact. Laughing Mad. Oh, this is an interesting card. It is an instant. Look at the art on that one. I really like the art on this one. Isn't it cool? It's probably one of the coolest ones that I've seen so far. Very anime. Hard churro. That's hard. Pórtate bien. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to start a new stack because Angel of the Ruins. Palace Jailer. Morbid Opportunist. Human Rogue. The artwork on that's actually pretty cool. Night's Whisper. Sorcery. See, some of these... Am I missing out? But some of these... Pitiless Plunder. Some of these are not Final Fantasy VI. Stitch Together. Sorcery. Stitcher's Supplier. Creature. The artwork's nice, though. Anger. Big Score. That looks like Magicite. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Crackling Doom. It reminds me of Mephisto from from X-Men. Mortify. Mortify is going to be me when I step on the scale tomorrow after eating these churros. I'm going to be mortified. But at least I'm going to be happy. Arcane Signet. Commander Sphere. Sorry, none of this is looking... Meteor Golem. It doesn't even look that great. Milliken. Mindstone. Okay, Mind Stone. We're getting into Avengers here. Soul Ring. This looks like Magicite. Eats chili dog. And did you get the chili dog from DQ? Did they have that as well, or is it just something else you got? You have plenty to color with. I'm blessed. Swift foot boots. Okay, we do know the Swift boots in the game. Talisman of Conviction. Doesn't even look interesting. Talisman of Indulgence. Wayfarer's Bauble. This little Wayfarer's Bauble reminds me of Gao being in the picture. Somewhat. But even then, I think it might be a female. Ash Barrens is a land. Demolition Fields. Evolving Wilds. Geothermal Bog. Nomad Outpost. Path of Ancestry. Rogue's Passage. Like, these are all locations. Fat on top of that. Sacred Peaks. Sunlit Marsh. Commander Tower. More plains. More swamps. More mountains. Okay, this is interesting. Token legendary artifact, the Blackjack, which we know in Final Fantasy VI. Very important card. And I get 2 of those. Then we get Moogle. And behind it, copy. So quite a few copies. Another Moogle copy. Another Moogle copy. Then a treasure and a Moogle. Treasure and a Moogle. Treasure and a Moogle. Treasure and a Moogle. And then on your turn, how to play and popular Magic formats. Alright. I am done with this set of cards. So, very exciting. On to my last deck. Final Fantasy VII. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let me make sure I don't crush any of my boxes. And oh, where'd I put it? Oh, there it is. Never mind. I forgot. I have to open the free little secret pack individual. This is a collector's booster sample pack. So, sealed product, not for resale. And it has her in the front. I don't want to break her. So I will carefully open this sample pack. I'm assuming they might be the same all over the place, sir. Okay. So apparently this says there's more where that came from. Find exciting treatments like these and more in Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Collector boosters. And in the back it says they should never have given us this much power. But with this sample booster pack, I got 2 cards. They don't look that exciting, but it's not the typical pack of cards. Blue Mage's Cane. I don't have this card anywhere else. And Lock. So I do have a repeat of Lock. Okay. So now I have 2 Lock cards. Alright. Now I can move on. Final Fantasy 7. Same thing, a box, but this one has Cloud in front of it to make the box to put it away. He's in the front. It has the pack of 6. Interesting enough, this little loose card popped out. So that one came out loose. Oh, I'm going to open this. See what it says in there. So this little thing popped out because it was part of this, and I seem to have gotten it loose. I'm assuming they pop out for a reason. Maybe that you position them there when you're holding the cards. Maybe, I don't know. I don't get what this little stand is for, but things can be explained to me at some point. 5'3", I'm like 6'3". I'm 5'3". I'm the pocket bear. So I did get an extra booster pack, and it seems like Terra is in all the sample booster packs, so they kind of didn't change them up. They just used the Terra stock photo. Let's check what's in here. You're the bear, but I'm the pocket bear. Remember that. Oops. Okay. So this one, after eating 500 churros, left me with 5. 5 too many. Okay. Here we go. Limit break. Explanation of Cloud and Tifa. So let me read this real quick. This side has how you play the deck. Not really gonna get into that part. Okay. The commander rules, how you do all of that. But this part says Cloud, ex-soldier. It says Cloud Strife is a young man who claims to be the former elite member of the Shinra Electric Power Company soldier unit. In reality, he was just an ordinary trooper, but the effects of a Shinra experiment 5 years ago led to the formation of false memories in Cloud's mind. When he was hired as a mercenary for the anti-Shinra organization Avalanche, he learned that the man who destroyed his hometown, Sephiroth, was still alive. Now he pursues Sephiroth to settle the score. Tifa Lockhart is a member of Avalanche and the bartender of the Seventh Heaven Tavern in Midgard. She spent years training in hand-to-hand combat and can rapidly pummel any foe who crosses her. Despite harboring feelings for Cloud, her childhood friend, she remains wary of his unnatural memories of their shared past. Though she has extroverted moments, Tifa is more introverted in nature, and she often grapples with her inner struggles alone. To maintain a facade of cheerfulness, she pushes herself a little too hard. Okay. So this deck is associated with red, green, and white mana. The red represents the rebellious spirit of characters like Cloud, Tifa, and the members of Avalanche who resist the oppressive regime of Shinra. Green symbolizes the powerful energy beyond the confines of Midgard, the life stream, and the vast expanse of the planet. White embodies their noble desire to save the world and protect the planet. Okay. So, this is all very interesting. Okay. I love a little history. If someone didn't play Final Fantasy but likes Magic and wanted to see this, it's nice that you get a little background story in that end, you know, for their games, you know. So this here, and let's see what this deck has to offer. I do get a Cloud card, it right in the front. So that's kind of the first giveaway. I think I have binders where I can collect cards. But I'm thinking, I don't think I have enough. And so I wouldn't put them in a binder. I'd probably just keep them in the box. But putting them one right behind the other, did they get damaged? Back in the day, cards used to stick to each other and melt off, and the color used to come off. It was crazy. I don't know how good these cards are now with quality. They seem better quality than Garbage Pail Kids. But we'll see. Okay. So I have my cloud. Okay. Oh, this is a really nice shiny. And they give you the Tifa. That's a really nice Tifa card. Sid. We love Sid. Cloud's Limit Break. Another Cloud card. It's not a character. It's an instant. Elena. Turk Recruiter. Heidegger. Shinra Executive. He's one of the big bad guys. Helitrooper. Not necessarily good guys here. Soldier Military Program. Ultimate Magic. Holy. Ultimate Magic Holy has been quite a big magic spell in a lot of Final Fantasy games. We have Avalanche of Sector 7. The whole team of Avalanche. We love the whole... It's a shame they don't have individual characters for them. Or maybe they do. But in this one, they're putting them in as a group. Kate Sith. Fortune Teller. And I love Kate Sith. Big fan, guys. Big fan. So we have Summon Kujata. And here... lightning the creature deals 3 damage, up to 3 target creatures, fire, discard a card. Okay. So, nice summon here. Kujata. Ultimate Magic, Meteor. Ah, this is a big one. In many Final Fantasies. I love how you could do Meteor in a Final Fantasy. You'd be like, didn't you destroy the planet by now? But apparently, the spell, no. Vincent. Ah. It is everything to me. There is a game that they do need to bring out and remake, Dirge of Cerberus. If y'all remember that, Vincent was a big character. I believe it was a prequel just before Final Fantasy VII with Vincent, I believe. Yuffie. We love our Yuffie. She was very childlike, but... Bugenhagen, the Wise Elder. Oh, in Final Fantasy VII, he's very memorable. Livestream's Blessing, which in the live stream, you know, that was a big deal for the planet. Professor Hojo is not a very good character. We can consider him the mad scientist of Final Fantasy VII. Summoning Material. There we go. This is a material where you used to summon their summons. One of my favorite summons was Knights of the Round Table. I wonder if that is going to come back in part 3. That would be a great one. We got Aerith. Barrett, Avalanche Leader. Red 13. Sephiroth. So... I believe I have this card as a not shiny. As a shiny. And now this is like not shiny. Because in the other deck, the starter deck, I think... Oh, cool. I don't want to roll my chair on it and it fell. Conformer Shuriken. That's Yuffie throwing her weapon. Wrecking Ball Arm. And I believe that is Barrett using a weapon. Austere Command. This is just more bad people. More higher ups. Bastion Protector. I like the artwork on that. Bronze Guardian. These look like enemies. Clever Concealment. Oh, this is when they had to dress in drag. When Cloud had to dress in drag. That's funny. Pure Steel Paladin. We got Unfinished Business. Oh, this is Vanquish the Horde. Chaos Warp. Oh, that's a common spell. Hellkite Tyrant. That one looks interesting. Professional Face Breaker. What the hell? Okay. And he's a professional about it. Decimate. Armory Automaton. Very popular Final Fantasy enemies. Champion's Helm. Very famous Final Fantasy headpiece. Conqueror's Flail. I forgot this guy's name. He's kind of one of the bad good guys. It's hard to describe. Can I have another bite of Chudo, guys? He puts it right in front of my face, like waving it like torture. Evil, I tell you, evil. Dark Steel Plate. Inspiring Statuary. Sword of the Animist. Don't know what this is. It's Eric's weapon, but the name doesn't. Battlefield Forge. Boundaries Enclave. So these are land cards, because Brushland, Canopy Vista, Cinderglade, Clifftop Retreat. Some of these are not really, I wouldn't say Final Fantasy. Exotic Orchard. Oh, I mean, there could have been the Church in 7, but not even, doesn't even show it like that in the picture. Firelit Thicket, Fortified Village, Fury Calm Snarl, Game Trail, Mossfire Valley, Rootbound Crag, Rugged Prairie, Scavenger Grounds, Slayer Strongholds, Buyer of Industry. I mean, that one's an obvious location. Sungrass Prairie, Sunpetal Grove, I mean, if you look, maybe you'd be like, oh, that's something Final Fantasy. And you look at the artwork, kind of, maybe you can tie it to it, but not really. So look at Zack Fair. Okay, that's really cool that I get a Zack card. That's awesome. Barrett Wallace. Another. Did I just have a Barrett and they give it to me again? Am I going crazy? Didn't I say Barrett Wallace? And wasn't this earlier in the deck? Just giving me 2 Barrett Wallaces. Or maybe, well, no, I got Barrett Avalanche Leader here. So, guess not. I got confused between, but they have him here as a legendary creature. And in the front, they have him as something that I can't find anymore. In the front, they had him as, let me see, Heli Trooper, Soldier, Unleash, Avalanche Cases, Ultimate, Vincent, Yuffie. They have him as a legendary creature as well. Rebel, legendary creature Rebel, 4/4 card. Reach. Whenever Barrett Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending players. You gotta stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain. I remember that line. Avalanche, whenever an equipment you control enters, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token at the beginning of the combat on your turn. Attack Attach up to one target equipment you control to target rebel you command. Okay. Everything okay?
Ya.
Okay.
¿Comiste?
Yeah, that's it. I don't want any
Ya
more.
no quiero más tampoco. Lo
Okay.
voy a botar.
Okay. So dispatch doesn't say anything. Secret rendezvous. Okay, this we know this scene. This is, I believe, the Ferris wheel or the special ride that they did. You can choose who you can get on there. So we have that. Furious Rise, nothing. Vandal Blast. Cultivate. Oh, look at this. This is nice. When Aerith was working on the flowers. That's nice.
The AC is set to 72.
Thank you. Harmonize. That's pretty. Nature's Love. Okay, this is all when the live stream. Rampant Growth. Behemoth Sledge. That's Cloud smacking with the Arcane Signet. Okay, I like this one because you get a piece of his sword with the materia on it. So I feel like this is a really cool one. I like the artwork there. Colossal Hammer. Okay, this is one of the moves that Kate Sith uses. I like that one. Explorer's Scope. Hero's Blade. God, they definitely have a lot of Cloud samples. Don't say Cloud, but, you know, obviously referencing. Hero's Heirloom. Okay, this is pretty. This is Red 13, and it's seeing the little heirloom on his ear with the feather, which you can always see in the video game, very detailed. Lightning Greaves, nothing interesting. Mask of Memory, nothing interesting. Skull Plant, nothing interesting. Soul Ring, nothing interesting. Trailblazers, Roots, Ash Barrens, Evolving Wilds. These are locations: Jungle Shrine, Path of Ancestry, Radiant Grove. I mean, they look nice. The locations look nice, but not worth kind of like showing. Now they're showing mountains and all that stuff again, which I already showed you earlier today. So we got mountains, plains. Okay, so on this one, they might be the double-sided cards. So let's take a look. So we have Soldier here. And on the back side, oh, Jesus Christ. We have Rebels. Hi, Dan. How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. How was those Overwatch matches? Hope you're doing well. I'm going kind of through Magic the Gathering, but I'm almost done with this because I'm going through the last few Rebel Soldier cards. So basically, I have a few Rebel Soldier cards. They all say, oh, good. How many packs so far? So I opened the sets because I've never had it. I never bought it. I'm actually going to open a pack right now, but it's a sample part. So Foretell, we have Foretell here. And it says, after you foretell a card, you can place the exiled card here. You may cast it on a later turn for its Foretell cast. In the back, it's just a treasure card. And we have another Foretell. And then a quick play guide. So this is my deck of... Are you... Yes. I'm a Final Fantasy fan, which I think you know that. So because of Final Fantasy, this is why I'm here. So this is the 100 card deck. So this is the one I'm going to open. I have not bought booster packs. All I bought was the game cards, like this, for example. So I bought a commander deck. So this commander deck brings these 100 cards, and it's for the commander gameplay of this type of thing, because I don't believe the regular gameplay of cards is the same way as the commander deck of cards. So buying these, okay, and I bought the Final Fantasy 6, so I have 6 and 7. This is my 6 set with Terra. Then I ended up getting the starter kit. So this starting, and it has 60 and 60 cards right here. And this starter kit doesn't necessarily have just, you can use the main cards to build commander decks. Okay. Hi, Heartless, how you doing? And thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback because obviously I'm a baby on this. So people who explain things to me, I'm totally in. Although I'm towards the end of this. So I like that I get the codes to put in these cards and keep them digitally as well in the online one. You came within? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I got that. Let me open the last booster set and I'm done. I've been a player in Magic for ages. Nice. Nice. I haven't collected cards in a long time. I used to collect X-Men cards. I was a big X-Men comic book kid. I collected Garbage Pail Kids. That way you know my age, because I just told you Garbage Pail Kids. And if you've never heard of it, then don't look it up, because then you'll know my age. So I used to collect a lot of cards. I used to even have baseball cards. But I never wanted to get into, like, card games. To be honest, if I was into card games, my brain doesn't even remember anymore. What card games I was into. I might have blocked it out of my life. By accident, though, not on purpose. Maybe I should go through all my binders of cards and share with you all these X-Men and stuff cards that you get. You'd be surprised how the artwork on it is. It's insane. It was insanely good. The stats in the back and the stories, or when they showed up first on comic books and all the little info, and I just love the artwork. And they weren't playing cards. They weren't game cards. They were just collectors. You always just wanted to collect them all. You know, they weren't to be played at. They weren't fighting cards or nothing like that. So this little booster pack, really, that they only give you 2 cards. Just FYI, they kind of explain how booster pack works and how they're different from the other set that you get. But it says, see, in the booster set, they just put this crap right here in the beginning. There's more where this came from. It says, find exciting treatments like these and more in Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy collector boosters. So this is where you buy the individual packs. You can probably buy a whole box if you wanted to. Well, this is interesting. This is my first shiny in a booster pack, and the other booster pack did not come with this shiny. So look what I got. I got a Blizzball Stadium. And look at how shiny it is. So this is my first random win, because these are totally random, where that was a preset, I think. So the preset did give me some shinies of Terra and Cloud and all that, but I think everybody's going to get that when they get these. There's going to be a lot of them. But this was a total accident. So this was a total luck. So that's my one free, like, whatever. And Blitzball, if y'all know, it's Final Fantasy X, which there is a preset of Final Fantasy X. So that's kind of cool. I feel very lucky. I definitely feel lucky. And I got Tromel Seymour's Butler. And what's interesting is I don't even know if that's... I don't know who this is. Is this Final Fantasy 11? Is this a Magic card? That's a good one. It says each other non-token. He's from 10. Why is he not ringing the bells? Final Fantasy 10? Tromel Seymour's Butler. Oh! Seymour! Oh, yes! Hello. Nick. I'm old, guys. I'm old and senile. Just remember that. I mentioned garbage pail kids. Okay? Fuck. Yes. Hello. Seymour. It's the Seymour part. Tromel did it. That's what threw me off. That name didn't click with me. But then Seymour, and then it was like, oh yes, the Butler. Okay. So there you go. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, guys. I promise you. I'm just old, okay, and very tired. My coworker's not in this week. I'm taking care of 2 desks. Today I worked 9 hours. I didn't even have lunch. Didn't even stop for lunch. I didn't eat till 5 p.m. till 6 p.m. to be honest, because I got home at 6. It was not fun. So this is it for now, guys. Give me a second so I don't make a mess. Give me a second. I want to move my cards to a safe place where I don't accidentally stomp them. So let me do this before I do anything else. Put them in a very safe spot. God knows my cats will play and run around and then just step on them and crush them. On the floor they do not belong. Okay. So yeah. Alright. Let's see what we do. Okay. Well. Just remember. Keep calm and play Final Fantasy. But maybe I'll say keep calm and play Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Right? As per Mog's instructions. Well, that's it for those. I will go ahead and, of course, on my own private time, further explore the world of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. I haven't read the meanings. I just like the artwork. I do appreciate artwork and cards. I think when I collected X-Men cards as a kid, that was a big deal for me, the artwork. And if there was a deck that had some really outstanding artwork, some of them replicated art that was in comic books, which was, you know, an artist thing. Some of them were original. Some of them were very cartoony, like the cartoon. I'm not saying they were exact. They were like X-Men 95, but you could just tell it was kind of that art. Some of them looked more anime, Japanese art looking. Some of these decks were all sorts of like art. Like one was completely different from the other. It was like artists were just really enjoying them and going free willy with it, you know, just like, oh, 6 artists painted this whole deck. Some of them looked like brushed paintings of strokes of art, like you can tell they were like, you know, something you would display in old school artworks. But I used to love collecting those cards. And my favorite was in the back. Like you would get the stats, all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to have. I'll have to bring those up. And you guys will have to see my garbage pail kids and all that kind of stuff. You won't believe how crazy those cards were and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So basically, I was going to go play High on Life. A High on Life is a card that is a game that's been out on Steam for 4 years maybe. Then PS5 got it, and I even heard that it came out for the Switch 1. The game is very quirky. I've never played it. I've seen people play it. And what interesting was that PS5 gave it free for one of those monthly games. And I always downloaded it, and I said I was going to get to it, and I never did. And then Papa Artemis brought it up, and I guess maybe it reignited my memory, this old man's brain, to go ahead and play it. So I'm going to pause for a minute, adjust, and get ready for that game. So if y'all can give me a small break for a minute while I set up, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for sticking around. Idachu, you bought cards too? Of course I did. It's Final Fantasy. Are you gonna blame me? Did you? Anybody else have any cards? And by the way, if you do want to give me any suggestions or any comments or any advice, I'm much better with Instagram. So you do have my Instagram here. Please write to me. Please tell me who you are, but write to me. And everything. Because of the fact that I'm just better at Instagram responding. I do listen to my Discord, just not as much. So if you do want to write through me there, just be patient. But any advice, any videos, any links, any YouTube, anything that you might want to recommend, I will go to the website because I will add the starter deck to my digital collection because they said that you can do that, and I do not have a digital collection. Um, I do not have a digital collection at all for Magic the Gathering. I don't have that downloaded on my app or phone or PC or anything. But I'll start an account now because that's how you learn. And maybe I figured that I might get obsessed with Magic, and then here I am buying booster packs every damn week. No, I don't even say that to myself out loud. I don't have money for that. I forgot to tell you guys that my TV in my bedroom busted, so I am without a TV in my bedroom, which kind of sucks because I was watching an episode of Star Trek every night before bed. I was at the end of season 5, ready to go to season 6, and guess what? I can't anymore. I have a TV downstairs. It's not the same. My TV downstairs is for living room stuff, and right before bed, I always loved watching an episode of something before bed, and I was going through the whole Star Trek stuff. But now it's screwed. Anyway, good night, guys. For those of you who are ready to go, but I will switch out and move on to another game. So if you guys want to wait and take a break, I appreciate it, but I will switch out right now. And also, I do have to do the switcheroo thing, so I will be right back on some of these channels that I end and restart. Okay? Thank you. I'll be right back.